hearing without hearing, Genesis 3:10. And he said, I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. Ironically, the Hebrew word for heard is also a Hebrew idiom for obeyed. It's translated almost 1,000 times as hear, but it's also translated 89 times as obey or obedient. If we truly hear instructions in the sense of paying attention to them, we obey them. If it's just sound in our ears that we understand but don't regard, then have we really heard them? Parents sometimes say to their children, "Do you hear me?" knowing full well that the child has heard the words, but questioning whether that knowledge will lead to obedience. Jesus and the apostles emphasized this well. Knowing the truth and what to do was never enough. Their words had to be heard in the sense of being obeyed and applied in order to be effective. What kind of hearing do we have? Unlike a lot of us, Adam knew hiding was pointless. He came out and immediately tried to explain why he had been hiding. He had never hidden from the presence of God before, and because of the blood of Christ, no Christian has any reason to hide from the presence of God now. Adam was truthful about his reason for hiding. He was afraid. As we said before, guilt and shame bring fear of God's presence because we know we have violated his holy and just standard, and that there are consequences for disobedience. No Christian should ever be afraid of God. On the cross of Calvary, God showed his unconditional love as he himself took the full weight of justice for our sins and rebellion. Jesus paid the price, suffering the wrath of God for our flagrant abuse of God and his perfect standard of righteousness. Let us confess our sins and enter his presence with joy and not shame. The reason Adam gave for his fear was a lie. It was a feeble attempt to disguise the real cause of his fear. Adam and Eve had both been naked before God and each other before the fall, with no embarrassment, discomfort, or shame. Nakedness was not the issue. The issue was disobedience. When God brings a sin in our lives to our attention that he wants us to deal with, do we go into avoidance mode, trying to distract God from the real issue? We can become experts at deflection with other human beings, but never with God. He will always go to the heart of the issue. We can either deal with it or refuse to deal with it, but God will not let us ignore it. God's goal is to conform the Christian's character to be like God's character. It is a process that will never be complete in this life, but by the grace of God, we should be growing in that direction. May the peace and grace of Jesus be yours.